All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, what I want to talk about in this podcast is do not depend on anyone when it comes to fitness. Now, I'm not saying not to learn from others when it comes to fitness, quite the opposite, because I want you to learn as much as you can about taking care of yourself, different types of exercises, fitness in general. And I want you to definitely become as healthy as possible. And most likely, you're going to learn how to do that from a lot of other people. It's not just people. A lot of times, I think when we think about fitness, we think about trainers or nutritionists. But there's so many different elements of health and wellness that are out there that you can learn upon, especially when you start talking about all the different types of exercises you can do. All the different type of workout routines, all the different types of just things that can help you, again, stay as healthy as possible. I was actually originally thinking of calling this podcast, don't depend on anyone when it comes to your health and wellness, which is kind of ridiculous because there are a lot of people out there that depend on others, really taking care of them. When it comes to their health. So that's kind of ridiculous. But I do want you to know what I mean by fitness. Excuse me. Let me get some water here. And not depending on anyone. I want to be very specific how I describe this because I think a lot of us get caught up when it comes to fitness is depending on somebody else. It could be a workout partner. It could be a trainer. It can be just people that you may meet up with at the gym. Here's the deal, and what I think has always worked for me as far as being consistent, because one of the things I get asked the most is how did you stay consistent working out throughout your entire life? And I mean legit throughout my entire life, starting at like 5 years old. And the truth was, I did not depend on others to work out with me. I didn't depend on others, to have an effect on me one way or another regarding my health or wellness. And, I played a lot of sports when I was growing up, but I realized the sports that I loved the most were kind of independent, one-on-one type thing, even if it was wrestling, boxing, tennis. I loved being a part of team sports, don't get me wrong. I absolutely loved it, but you got to depend on a lot of others. When you play team sports, you got to depend on, practice, everybody showing up, maybe even coaches showing up to run plays. It's a team effort, offense, defense, all these different types of things. But when I played individual sports, I only depended on myself. And that goes for when I wanted to practice. Sure, I may have had coaches when I, practiced by myself or trainers. But say I didn't need them at all times. I can go do different types of workouts, again, independently. And what I see a lot of times with people failing when it comes to keeping up or being consistent with their fitness is them, again, depending on others. And I think this happens a lot with people when it comes to meeting up with either a workout partner, I should first start off with, because I think a lot of us get wrapped up with one person and saying, okay, this person is who I'm going to work out with. But a lot of times that person may not show. So then you don't show. Or that person may show up late. Then what happens? What happens, right? You're waiting around for this person. Then they get in there late and it's rushed. It's a shorter workout. Or say you go there and say they don't show. It's an emergency situation or they start showing less. Say they quit. Say your workout partner quits. Now what happens? I see a lot of people quitting as well. And I know it's hard a lot of times to keep up, and stay consistent independently. Because a lot of times, let's face it, a lot of working out or fitness is social. Let's face it, a lot of times we like to work out with our friends. We go there, we push each other, we have someone maybe to spot us. It's just a place to talk, maybe catch up, especially if you don't work with this person or see them that often and you work out with them and they're a close friend. Say you work out with them 2-3 times a week. You look forward to this and time passes quickly. When you're by yourself, it's a little bit maybe more of a struggle. All you really got is your phone. You may have other people there, but I think you see the point when I say kind of depending on other people. Now, I've worked out with people in my entire life, but the truth was, I set my schedule. a lot of times. Sure, I would kind of work around sometimes my friends or whatever, but here's the deal. Regardless if they showed or not, I was going. Regardless if they were late or not, I was starting. Regardless if they want to leave early, I was finishing my workouts. Not to be selfish, but I was there to get done what I wanted to get done. I'm not there to abide to everybody else. And I also think by me doing that is why I got better results than most people. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the greatest as far as work ethics, like working constantly, because I do try to work hard in my jobs or career or entrepreneurships and all that. But I do know when it came to fitness, the one thing I was really, really put the hammer down was not messing around with that. Maybe with work, I'm a little more lenient working with people and things and kind of waiting around and kind of bouncing ideas off and not as persistent, I guess you could say. But when it came to fitness, I was very persistent and I don't mess around. Also, I think a lot of times people work out with, say, certain groups. It could be a yoga class, hypothetically, let's use, or a Pilates class. It's say your instructor changes or leaves, someone who you really looked up to or somebody that you really got some really good results with. Then all of a sudden you feel deflated, Now you want to quit. Or maybe that person went to another yoga or Pilates place or whatever, and you can't get there. It's too far away. Or they just quit doing it. I don't know. And this goes for classes in general. It could be at LA Fitness 24 hours. It could be anywhere where the instructor leaves and you lose that kind of personal touch, or that the one thing you always look forward to is working out with this person. I get it. It's hard, but you're going to have to learn how to move on. You're going to have to find someone else. And if you don't find someone else, maybe it's time too to try something new. I talk about all the time. Maybe it's not just the instructor. Maybe, there was something else that you may want to experiment with, just like I said earlier. A trainer, a lot of times, I get it. A lot of people, when they join a gym, they get free consultation, maybe even a free, workout with a trainer. And then you may even hire a trainer. And if you can afford a trainer to keep you going and kick it in the ass, God bless, do whatever the hell you got to do. Whatever gets you to work out, gets you there and makes, you get the results you desire. That is wonderful. But a lot of people, I think a lot of times, burn out from the trainer because there's only so much. A lot of times they're going to get out of this person, with the exception if you're like a professional athlete or something. That's a different type of trainer or coach. I'm kind of just talking about somebody out there who just goes to a local fitness center or does something and has a personal trainer. And I do think eventually they may get bored with this person, or they can't afford them anymore. And by not affording them anymore, or not affording a trainer, all of a sudden, again, they got to work out by themselves. They can't maybe find a workout partner. These type of things happen. But again, that doesn't mean you should quit. That, in that situation, I would say try to find a workout partner, or what I'm going to wrap this up with regarding workout partners. I think what works best for people, they just don't realize it, is just finding a facility or a type of exercise, whatever it is, that you like to go to. You like the environment. I talk about it a lot of times, because if you love the environment, you're going to usually get results. You're going to look forward to going there, not wanting to be there, obviously. And just learning to go there and meeting a lot of different people, being a little more social, and having a lot of people there that can maybe spot you or help you, or, again, maybe not just meeting one workout partner there. There's like 10 or 15 people that are going to work out there with you. You may be able to know what times they're coming and maybe work out with this person on Monday to do whatever they're doing, and maybe Wednesday's another friend you may meet there, or just going there and still getting that social kind of vibe. Because I do think a lot of people don't want to admit it, but working out is very social for a lot of people. They like going there. They like being inspired. They like the energy. They like feeling good, and they like being around people that feel good, and not just, just kind of working out independently and just kind of being scared, I guess, a lot of times, or just not always, I guess, to a certain degree, not willing to reach out to others, kind of being very introverted when working out, and I get it. But if you are having a problem being consistent, because of any of the things I said, the best route, I believe, overall is learning how to just work out by yourself. And if you want to be social, be social. But the quicker you learn that nothing or no one should get in the way of your health, the better off you're going to be. And it's not up to everybody else also to make you healthy. You have to understand people's lives change, people's interests change. And I think a lot of times when you have a workout partner or an instructor or whoever, and all of a sudden they change or evolve or want to try different things or try different workouts and you don't, there's that kind of, oh my goodness, what are we going to do now? I either got to go do what they're doing or I just got to start working out alone. I'm throwing in the towel. That's the last thing you should do. So I just want to do a podcast on this very quickly. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me, rich@richcelenza.com. And I really think a lot of times I take a different approach when it comes to working out and fitness because I take an independent approach a lot of times. And let's face it, to be consistent throughout your life, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to probably move to different places. You're going to maybe be able to afford certain things you can't. You're also going to be working out at places that you're going to like and then eventually not like, working out with people you like and then you don't like. All these different things are going to probably happen throughout your life if you want to work out through your life. But you have to work through it. And usually the only way you're going to work through it is independently. And I see this too with a lot of relationships too. I'll officially wrap it up with this, where, you may get into a new relationship, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, and you may be somebody who likes to work out and that person doesn't. And a lot of times you may feel like, oh my goodness, I want to spend time with them, but I'm spending a lot of time now working out or whatever the case may be. Listen, take care of your health. If that other person truly loves you, they're going to understand that. And maybe that person is going to join you and become healthier. But even if they don't, they shouldn't sway you to ever be unhealthy. And you also shouldn't have the guilt that you wanting to be healthier and want to work out and they don't. I think that happens with a lot of people. And that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people quit as well. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. I've always, no matter who I was with, because truthfully my ex-wife, who was actually really wonderful, had no problem with me working out, and I didn't really, I think it was an escape for her too, for me to go do my thing and she could do hers. And then when I was dating my girlfriend now, Rhea, what was interesting is, and I've discussed this on the podcast, she hated working out. But I used to tell her, listen, when you would come and visit me, because I lived in California, I'd say, I'm going to work out. And she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I said, I don't know, go shopping, do whatever you want to do. She started to go to the gym with me and she was miserable. But I told her, listen, my health is very important to me. And what's quite interesting, after time, she became very, enthused and started to like the gym and liked the way she felt, and nobody ever kind of pushed her. And she never really knew that, and even though we don't work out together when we're going there, we kind of even push each other and say, hey, maybe I'm not in the mood to go to the gym. And she'll be like, no, we're going. Me too. I'm always kind of saying, hey, I know you're not necessarily in the mood. Let's go. But even say she doesn't go or I don't go, we will go independently. So anyways, take care, everyone, and I wish you nothing but the best. And like I said, you have any questions, hit me up. I'm at rich@richcelenza.com.